Hello, welcome to Marriage Minutes at Its Pace. And today we are going to be discussing a very different topic, singleness at his pace. So we had the wonderful opportunity to meet with Rick and Lisa Johnson and Atrina Wynn. We talked a lot about toxic relationships and singleness. And so we just thought it would be wise to kind of continue to discuss what singleness should look like. Now, here's what I'll say, and then I'm going to jump out. So get prepared to talk, Mark, because I'm about to say something, and then I'm going to say, okay? So here we go. To me, there are people who are single and enjoying their singleness, and there is nothing wrong with desiring to be single, and that's it. But there are many people also who desire to be married, and that's okay too. But I think that regardless of where you find yourself, whether you find yourself in a position of, I want to be content single, or I want to be content and get married one day, you have to evaluate and do some self-work. You have to do some self-evaluation to prepare yourself for whatever path that you are going to take. Whether it's going to be the path of singleness, you need to make sure that all your ducks are in a row, financially, spiritually, socially, and physically. But guess what? If you desire to be married, you need to have all of your ducks in a row, spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially. Because you don't want to start working on those things once you get in a relationship. You ought to be taking this singleness as a time of preparation, preparing for that spouse. Because the worst thing you can do is be looking for somebody and get in a relationship with somebody and then have to work so much on you that you don't have time to work on a relationship. I'm stopping now, and it is your turn.
I think what she just said was phenomenal. So I really don't have anything else to say. I think the Bible talks about in 1 Corinthians 7 about singleness, and it's a gift from God. And so I think single and married, I think we all strive to be the best that we can be. And so that should always be the goal. How did I know I was tired? How did I know I was ready to be married? The lifestyle and the things that I was doing, it just seemed like, okay, I'm tired of this. I'm bored with this. And so it seemed like marriage was the next level for me. And then it just happened. But
I'm not sure if that was a compliment or not, but go ahead.
It was a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
I met the love of my life. Oh, you said that on video? Yes, I did. Anyway, and so just live life, but know the standards that you desire in a mate. Know what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate. Know what you won't compromise. And then when you see the red flags, they're red flags for a reason. And so you have to be aware of them. And then I think one of the things too is you have to do some investigative work, not behind the scenes, but you have to have your eyes wide open to see what's before you and to really understand not just what's being presented to you, but what that support system looks like for that person that you're involved with in terms of parents and things, because there's a lot of stuff that comes along with people in general, because we're all just, we all come from dysfunction. And so definitely, but singleness, it's a great time.
And I think that that's sometimes because people who are single who desire to be married are very anxious about things, and they are very impatient about things because they feel like maybe their clock is running out, time is running out. Listen, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. That's what the Bible says. And so if you want to line up with what he says for you, then especially as a woman, you don't need to be running around trying to say, he is my spouse, he is my mate, and because you are setting yourself up for failure, because that is not the way it's designed. It takes patience, it takes understanding, and it takes a lot of connection with our Father in order to know whether you want to be married. And I'll be honest with you, you are never going to know 100% sure. I'll tell you something that I did on my wedding day in the washroom at Salem Baptist Church, Chicago. I said, God, I don't know if I ever told you this. I said, God, if Mark is not the husband for me, I need you to break my leg or cause some catastrophe to occur so that I know for sure.
I need the church to fall in.
But I'm serious because here's the deal. I believed that it was for me. I thought I had prayed about it, fasted about it. We had gone to counseling about it. But my thing with God is this. If this is not you, God, make it clear and plain and close the door. But if it's you, I'm walking through it. And that's kind of how I lead my life in general. And so with one of the most important steps that I've ever made in life, I use that too. But I just want to encourage you, listen, here's the deal. Don't settle. Don't settle. Your knight in shining armor, your queen is waiting for you. They are baking in the oven right now because God says that he will give you the desires of your heart, but you don't want to be ready for it. You don't want to be sitting around and your knight in shining armor is ready for you and you still got bad credit. You still overweight. You still don't have your ducks in a row. You still are not where you want to be in terms of your career. Because again, once you stop being single, it is not I then, it's we. And stuff has to be put on the back burner for the collective good. That was my segue.
I got nothing to say. And believe me, it's hard work on the other side. And so it doesn't get easier.
Okay.
Go ahead.
No, you were saying something.
No, I'm fine. You've said a lot. I've enjoyed what you had to say.
The only other thing that I'd say is this. If you want to do marriage God's way, then you are going to have to follow his principles. Now, if you don't want to, you want to follow your own principles or you want to follow Oprah or whomever the case, fine.
Do what you like.
Do what you like. But if you want the present that God has for you, then that takes some sacrifice. That takes some closing up shop, tightening things up, sacrificing some temporary things so that you can receive what God has for you. And I'm not suggesting that that's easy because it's not. It's not. But is it easier to desire what he has for you and not get it, or desire what he has for you and follow the path that he has for you and you do it and get it and receive it? Okay, I'm completely finished, husband.
So those who are single, live life, build yourself up, and be well and be blessed.